What is up, Denverites, potential future Denverites, or just awesome people all over the world watching us wherever you are? Welcome to Things to Know, Places to Go, Capitol Hill edition. Now, if you are new to my Things to Know, Places to Go video series, or just my channel overall, hi, welcome. My name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor, and my Things to Know, Places to Go video series is where I take all the communities in Denver and I break down all the things I think you need to know about that community, and then I give you my favorite places to go in the form of my local favorite coffee shop, food spot, and fun local thing to do across all the communities in Denver. As I said, today we are covering Capitol Hill. Now, funny story, I'm actually refilming this intro because I messed up the intro. My editor let me know, and so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the real footage now. If you are new to my channel, hi, thanks for coming. My name's Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor. Real quick, look at how cool those homes are. We're gonna talk more about the homes here in a moment. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, welcome. It's called Denver Homes and Lifestyle for a reason. I like to talk about everything lifestyle and then show the cool homes here in Denver. So if that's your jam, please consider subscribing. That'd be super freaking cool. Okay, so the layout of the Things to Know, Places to Go video series is I talk about the location, I give you the things to know, places to go, and then I give you some real estate fast facts. However, Capitol Hill has an amazing history behind it, so I wanted to start off by talking about the history that makes up Capitol Hill, because I like to call Capitol Hill the Europe of Denver. Huge exaggeration by all means, but there's so much rich history here, and that you can see all the history in the home. So I would doing this area a major disservice if I just start off by talking about the history. So Capitol Hill, aka Cap Hill if you're a local, know what to call it, was populated by like the elite, which you're gonna see by a lot of the B-roll I'm gonna put up, the beautiful homes here, like this one here with the lions in front of it. It was populated by the elite, the wealthy, who built these very beautiful, gorgeous Victorian homes, like this one here. However, around 1893 or the late 1800s, the silver crashed. A lot of rich people went broke, had to sell their homes to move out of here. And basically these homes started to become uninhabited. So a lot of office, they got turned into some commercial buildings. So a lot of these mansions behind me here were converted into apartment buildings, office buildings, things like that, because the wealthy people, when the silver dollar crashed, moved out or just couldn't afford the homes anymore. So that's what they converted those into. That was doubled down on once the I-70 was created and took a lot of the tourism away from this area. So not only did the wealthy people leave, but then all of a sudden a lot of the tourists were not coming here anymore because the I-70, they just went right past it and didn't even know it was here. However, the slump did not last that long because the area, just being as cool as it is, as well located as it is, attracted a lot of poets and artists and things like that, along with a couple people you may have heard of, like Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg. They are really the ones responsible for bringing Cap Hill back to life, because they moved here, made it a lot more boom and popular place for artists to come into, and artists did what they do best, which is turn things into beauty. So that is a rough summary of Cap Hill's rich history. Basically, rich people made it look really cool. Dollar crash, rich people had to leave. They turned into apartments and condos. Then tourism went away because of the I-70, and then Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg moved in, made it super popular again. And now it's a really fun and cool area, which we're gonna talk about here. So let's go on to the location. Now, Cap Hill is just southeast of downtown. Like literally downtown and Cap Hill are basically touching. So throughout most of Cap Hill, you can see, I can't see it from where I'm at now because these homes, these mansions are so big. However, Cap Hill, a lot of times you can see the buildings of downtown. So it's really cool to be able to literally see that as you're walking around Cap Hill. Now let's talk about some of the hot spots in Denver. If you're in Cap Hill, how close are you to some of those more popular spots in Denver? So downtown, you're like 2 to 10 minutes away, depending on what part of Cap Hill you're in. If you're talking Denver Tech Center, you're 20 to 30 minutes from Golden as well, 45 minutes to Boulder, and about 25 to 45 minutes to the mountains, depending on where the mountains are going. Obviously, if you're going deep in the mountains, that's like an hour or more. Now, I will say you're not, the I-25, you don't have freeways nearby. Freeway access is not immediate, or I would even say convenient. It's not super far, but as congested as Cap Hill can get, you're gonna have to cross some major roads to get to the I-25. It's not far, you're about 5 to 10 minutes away from the I-25, but you're gonna have to cross some major roads to get there, and it can be pretty traffic heavy. So if regular freeway access is something you need like daily to get to work, Cap Hill's not terrible by any means, but certainly not ideal, especially if you're going far east to west, because the 70 is not close either. Speaking of, you know, these gorgeous mansions being converted into commercial buildings, this right here is actually a law firm. How cool is that? Lucky them, that is pretty awesome. All right, let's go on to things to know section. Thing to know number 1, the foliage here is absolutely freaking gorgeous. Something you're gonna notice in a lot of the B-roll of the footage is that there's so many trees in front of the home. I'm trying to show you these really, really cool homes, but a lot of times we won't be able to see them through the trees. It's because there's so much foliage here, because this is such an old community, which I think is even though right now it means you won't be able to see a lot of the homes I'm trying to put up, it means it's beautiful here. Even right now, when I'm filming this in fall, even though there's no tree, it's still so pretty to have these trees surrounding these really cool historical homes. And then, fun fact about me, not even Cap Hill, but me, the first place I ever went to in Denver when I was visiting here to see if I wanted to live here so long ago was Cap Hill, and I was spoiled by coming here in the fall. And all of these trees were just orange and, I almost said blue, not blue, orange and green and yellow, and it was just so freaking pretty. Oh my goodness. So lots of foliage here. Thing to know number 2, you're also gonna notice in the B-roll, you're pretty much never gonna not see cars in front of a home, because the parking in Cap Hill sucks a whole lot. I'll mention this in the real estate fast facts, but a lot of the condos here don't even come with parking spots. If they do, you got to pay for them. And if you're in, they usually have a wait list of like a year, or they have no idea when they become available. So parking, not ideal pretty much no matter what. If you're looking at condos, always ask if it comes with a parking spot. And if it does, ask if it's covered, because a lot of times it'll be like that, uncovered, which is fine. But, you know, up to you if that's fine or not. Thing to know number 3 is that Cap Hill protects its history a lot. There are crazy amounts of rules and regulations about what you can and can't do to a home. You can't just, you know, scrape these homes and build a modern mansion. That's very popular in other parts of Denver, but here in Cap Hill, lots of rules and regulations. If you love the history and you're like, oh, I want to keep that historical history, well, you're in luck, because we do a lot here to protect this history, because we know how awesome it is. And by the way, if you are taking notes trying to find your community in Denver, I did all that work for you. I made a free ebook that you can download literally and access immediately right now in the link in the description that has all the things to know, places to go for all the communities in Denver. Thing to know number 4, Cap Hill is a very walkable city. It's very trendy and walkable. The local businesses here, businesses here, they're pretty much all local. We don't have like a ton of chain restaurants like a Chili's or an Applebee's. I really can't think of a single chain restaurant, but I'm sure there's tons. But pretty much here, tons of local businesses here. The artistic community is very much so alive and well and thriving in Cap Hill. It attracts a very artistic personality. I'm not saying a young crowd by any means, but I'm just saying people who like Cap Hill are usually pretty artsy, which is freaking fun. Thing to know number 5, and I know this is a touchy subject, is that the homeless population in Cap Hill has grown. I'm not trying to make light of the tragedy that is homeless. I'm just saying it's an important topic when talking about real estate, especially in Cap Hill. But the thing about that is also about perspective. I am from California originally, Los Angeles specifically, and the homeless population there is dramatically more present than it is even in the worst parts of Cap Hill. So when I was moving here and you know, people say about Cap Hill, like, oh, the homeless there is really bad, I came here and I was like, you guys are crazy. Have you seen LA? This is not bad at all. But if you're coming from somewhere that has no homeless population, you may notice it more. So it's all just about perspective. And the last thing to know, number 6, is that there's not a lot of parks in Cap Hill. I think there's really only one, but that is enough, because it is Cheeseman Park, a really fun, lively, very large park. It is also surrounded by old Victorian homes like this. So it's really cool. You can bring your dog or play games. There's always people there having picnics or playing games. And then surrounded, there's a lot of these really cool mansions there. That's really fun to look at and see as you're walking around. So Cheeseman Park is a really fun place to go and get your outdoor space. And it's big enough, because it's very, very big, that you are never not gonna have a spa. You're never gonna be like elbowing people trying to find a place to go do whatever you wanna do. You're always gonna have space there. Despite how popular it is, and there's always people there, you're always gonna be able to find your own cool little spot. Well, that was things to know about Capitol Hill. Hope you found that helpful. Let's move on to places to go. Where should you go for coffee, food spot, and a fun local thing to do? So coffee, I'm gonna send you to Pablo's Coffee. And the reason I'm putting you there, number 1, they just have great coffee. But number 2, if you go there, you're gonna be right in the heart of Capitol Hill, which is great if you're visiting and want to see the area. Get your coffee, and then if you're facing Pablo's Coffee, go to the right down Pennsylvania and just walk, and you're gonna see so many homes, condos, apartment buildings like this one. It's a great place. It's a great place to start and just walk around. You're gonna be surrounded by huge, beautiful trees like this, homes like this. Really great way to start off by having coffee in a really cool old building and then seeing the area as well. So let's say you had your cup of coffee, walked around, saw the cool buildings, now you're hungry, ready to go for food. I love the Lowdown, one of my favorite spots in Cap Hill, so I'm definitely biased. Lowdown is a brewery and food spot in Capitol Hill, obviously, where you can literally see downtown. Like that's where you're like 2 minutes away. If you're at Lowdown, you're like 2 minutes from downtown. So that's really cool to see, be surrounded by all the big buildings. They have an outdoor patio where your dog can come, and I had one of the best sandwiches of my life there. And they have really good pizza. And I remember they have really fun and creative names. I can't remember like the food. They have really creative names. I don't have to throw a picture up here because I can't remember it, but that's that was fun. I was reading the menu and all the creative names they had. So if you're into breweries and good food and beautiful views of downtown, and you want an outdoor space, if you want it, where you can take your dog, Lowdown is your jam. And the last on places to go, what is a fun local thing to do? Take a walking ghost tour of Capitol Hill. You can literally walk here and say, that's haunted, that's haunted, that's haunted, because they probably all are. But the ghost tour here, if you go to darksideofdenver.com, that's the tour I've taken. I've taken the tour twice now. It's always been really fun. The tour guides are really cool, and the stores are really fun. There's a few buildings specifically that they're like, yeah, these are super haunted. So if that's either way, it's a fun way to see Cap Hill because you get to walk around and see it on foot. And then you just get to hear really fun stories as well. And who knows, maybe if you buy a place here, you can buy a haunted condo or house. Another fun local thing to do is to go to the botanical gardens. Really pretty, really gorgeous botanical gardens in Cap Hill. That's a really fun thing to do because once again, you're surrounded by these gardens, but yet on the outskirts, you can see some of these homes like that. So that's really, really fun and unique. Now here's a pro local move. There's a liquor store in Wash Park, which is like 10 to 15 minutes away from Cap Hill. And they have, it's called 33 Bottle Shop. One of my favorite local liquor and beer stores there. But they have a gin called Mythology, which is a gin that is distilled with the flowers from the botanical garden here in Denver/Cap Hill. And I've had it, and it really does have a floral taste to it. It really does. It's really good. I'm a big gin drinker. I'm not an alcoholic, not a big gin drinker. If I'm gonna drink liquor, it's gonna be gin. Let's just put it that way. And that's one of my favorites because it has a really unique floral taste to it. And it's really cool to have that floral taste and know those flowers are down the street from the Capitol Hill/Denver Botanical Garden. Let's finish this off with some real estate fastback. So Capitol Hill, real estate fastback number one. Real estate here is very interesting because you're gonna have homes like these sell for like $1 million. Then you're gonna have a condo next to it sell for like $400,000. That number can be super outdated. By the way, actually real quick, I don't like to give median and average prices for the area because it gets outdated in a week, let alone if you're watching this like 2 years after I posted it. So if you want current pricing on Capitol Hill, the average prices for a home or single family home or townhome, drop a comment and I will give that to you. Just let me know what type of property you're looking at or just all of them. Okay, so it's a really interesting market because you'll have like this sell for 8 ton and then a condo like right next to it sell for like a fraction of that cost. So it's a really interesting real estate market in that way. A real estate fast fact number two that I talked about, if you are into that super crazy cool modern look, which I'm definitely a huge fan of the modern homes, you're not gonna really find them in Cap Hill. They're just because there's no more land here to build anything. All the land is pretty much taken. It's very rare to have a plot of land come up. And so all these homes have rules and regulations about what you can and can't do to them, which is pretty much you can't do anything, especially to the exterior. So if you're into the modern look, Cap Hill, you're not really gonna find it. If you love this aesthetic, Cap Hill is gonna be great for you. Real estate fast fact number three, a lot of these have been converted to condos. So if you're looking for a condo and you like this aesthetic and you're like, God, I would love to live in a Victorian mansion, you might be able to. You won't have the whole Victorian mansion to yourself, but you can have a section of it to yourself. Real estate fast fact number four, HOAs here are intense, or they can be intense because there's a lot of work that goes into maintaining this building. So if you're like renting a condo in there or something like that, these homes are pretty expensive to maintain. So HOAs can be more expensive. Not always, but they can be. And something I mentioned before, fast fact number five, parking here sucks. A lot of the condos places don't come with parking, so you always want to ask if it comes with parking, and if it does, is it like indoor, underground? Probably not gonna be underground. Covered, is there a cost to go from exposed to covered? And if there's not, they don't have any available, you can ask for the wait list. things like that. And the last real estate fast fact number 6 is that Colfax is the main road that runs through like all of Denver, but especially Cap Hill. The part of Colfax in Cap Hill is pretty congested and pretty dirty, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of things I can and can't say as a real estate agent due to laws. But let's just say if I was living in Cap Hill, I wouldn't mind terribly being next to Colfax, but if I could be further away from Colfax, I definitely would start my search being as far away from Colfax as I could, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me if I had to be closer to it. Well guys, that is things to know, places to go, Capitol Hill edition. That is a wrap. Once again, my name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor. I appreciate you watching the video. And this, I would love 2 seconds just to be self-serving and pitch myself and say, I love being a realtor. I love Denver. I love Colorado's Denverites. And I would love to help you with any real estate needs you may have. You can reach me, use my information below. I'd love to hear from you. And please consider I can't say it. Please consider subscribing. I know it's super cheesy to ask, but hey, if you liked the video, thank you, Bus. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. That would mean so much to me, guys. And once again, just thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I will see you on the next one.